Hi everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sharon. If you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer and subscriber, welcome back. So I'm a manifestation teacher, and on this channel we talk about all things manifesting, and I help people to manifest their biggest dreams. So on today's episode I want to talk about how I crack the code to manifesting, and in particular I want to relate this to manifesting the things that your heart truly desires. So I'm not necessarily talking about how to manifest a coin on the street or a feather or a parking spot or things like that, and all those things are great, but I want to share a success story from my own life that inspired today's video. And before I go on, guys, we also want to issue a disclaimer. This is not me saying that this is the only way to manifest. If you've watched any of my content before, I teach several techniques, and I use several techniques as well. But this is predominantly how I manifest, and yeah, so I just want to share that and hope that it will inspire somebody and it will shed more light if you're trying to manifest something big in your life. So around January of 2022, we were working on moving to Belgium, and at the time we seemed to have like everything in place, with the exception of a few things, but these few things that we didn't have in place just seemed to be like an absolute pain, and nothing was shifting about these few that were remaining, and we had like so many multiple delays, and we would ask questions about things, and we'll just like we're getting told no. And at the time I had a boss that was just like a toxic person, and he was like sabotaging the whole move, just everything to do with it. He was literally like so unsupportive, so bad, just literally trying to make me fail in every aspect that he could think of. And but what happened was, when we decided that we were moving, or when it was decided that we were going to move, I immediately moved in my imagination. So I moved in consciousness. From that moment on, I was living in Belgium, and I started imagining myself in my new home there. I started imagining us, in visiting the different places in Belgium, and in particular I decided to focus on like one city and use pictures from that city, and like use that whenever I would do a meditation or an imaginal scene. I would imagine us in this particular city. I saved pictures from that city on my screensaver, and I just basically moved. I was no longer living in our current place, and in my mind, in my imagination, in my consciousness, I completely moved, and I like wasn't in my old place anymore. So whenever all these things showed up, whenever we got told no, whenever there were delays, whenever whenever my boss was just horrible again, I would just go straight into my imagination. I didn't like change things on the outside necessarily. I would go into my imagination first, and I would just go back to that place of knowing that we were already in Belgium, we already lived there, everything had already worked out, and just I imagined that I was working in a new place, that I had a better boss, that I had a fantastic working environment, and I just repeated those imaginary scenes over and over again. And I held on to that belief, and I held on to those imaginary scenes throughout all the months that we were working on this. And eventually everything, all these obstacles fell away, and we were moving there. And it was such a magical thing for me when we finally moved there, because we ended up living in a home. At the time that I was imagining the home, I hadn't seen pictures of it, and I didn't know what the house looked like or anything like that. But when we arrived, and maybe within like a couple of weeks of settling in and setting up the furniture and everything, One day I like came downstairs into our living room, and I noticed that our house was literally not an exact copy, but nearly an exact replica of a house that I had had on my vision board for about 2 years. So I remember the day I had the realization that we were actually living in a home that was so similar to one I'd had on my vision board for years. And I was just like so full of gratitude for being there and for the path that had sort of got me there. And that's when I realized that, you know what, to if you really decide, if you commit to something that you want, you have to move in your imagination first. That the first step is, once you've decided that this is what I want, this is what I want to manifest, you move in your imagination, you consider it as done. That once you move and to you it is done, that there is nothing that can stop you. There is no human being, there's no outside force, there is no law, there is nothing that will stand in your way and stop you. That you stay committed to the end of your goal or of your ideal. You stay living in the end of this thing as if it's already happened. You keep imagining yourself like you've already achieved it, and in your imagination you keep going there and you live there. You move from that place, that you will be unstoppable. And this is literally how I've manifested most of the big things that I'm talking about. And even the other techniques that I teach about, like scripting or affirmations or things like that, all those techniques, really, if you think about it, they're all to help you move to the end, because move into the state of it is done. Because once you move, once it is done in your so once you move in your imagination, once you move in consciousness, once you decide that for you this is it, it is done, it is absolutely done, and there is nothing that can stop you, and before long you will be walking in your manifestation. So I hope you found this helpful, guys. Comment below, let me know what your key takeaway is, and let me know what you think about being so persistent in knowing it is done and moving into the state of consciousness of knowing that your desire is done and going straight to the end. What do you think of using this manifesting things this way? I hope you found this helpful. Please comment, like, subscribe, and do click the notification bell so you can be notified next time I post a video that you might find helpful. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye everybody.